Hi, welcome to my live stream. Thank you for joining me today. Today we will be continuing from where we left off last week on my last stream. Last week we were knitting on the knitting loom and we put in a nice amount of work for one day, one stream. And today I'm just going to continue with the same pattern and try to finish this ball of yarn on this pattern that I'm working right now, which is it's just the E-stitch. Very easy, nothing hard to it. It's just wrapping little letter E's around each one of the pegs, having 2 rows at a time. Wrapping 2 rows at a time and then taking the bottom yarn and crossing it over the top. So today I continue from where we left off and see how far I can get. So my idea that I have, because I'm not going on any existing piece in particular, I'm not copying any existing piece, I'm just trying to create something from stitches that exist. So I'm doing the E-stitch throughout, and then I'm going to try a new stitch that I saw last week. I haven't tested it out yet, but I think it's going to be perfect for the idea I have in my head for this piece. So at this point in time, the idea for this piece that I have is to turn it into a maxi skirt with 2 huge splits on the side, one on each side. And this part, I want to use it as the bottom part of the maxi. And then the transition, I want to transition it into a more, how to say, like cluster of stitches, rather than it being more open like the E-stitch. I'd like it to be more like in little clusters. And I feel as if I do that I will get the effect of it cinching in. So I'm hoping that's the effect I will get. And looking at this stitch, I think it will work, but we'll find out. You tune in right here on Des Create and we find out together, and we'll see if this piece will become what I first thought of it to be, or it might transition into something else. Because when I am creating my pieces, I just let that energy flow, let it take me wherever it wants to go. Sometimes I will feel as if I am stuck, and I would just walk away from it. Just let it be if I feel as I am not progressing the way that I would like to in whatever I am working on at the time. I just like to walk away from it and let it sit there for a bit. And eventually, when the time is right, the thoughts will flow and bring me back to where I need to be to finish whatever I've started to work on. So I don't force my creations. I'm wearing one of them today. This is I always say this about my pieces. This is one of my favorite. I love my creations. I love everything that I make. And I love wearing them. It's the best part. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're here with me live, I thank you so much. If you're joining in later, I thank you so much. Please share and subscribe if you like. If you'd like to join me with a little loom work, please feel free to do so. So I'm not a professional at the loom or anything. I just enjoy creating and I like to learn new things. A friend of mine introduced me to a book on loom and all the wonderful creations you could do with it. Well, not all, just a few, I guess, because there's so many more. This book was like, it's a real tiny book. It wasn't everything about loom, but it introduced me to it, and there my love grew. Right after making my first piece, it was even before I finished making it, just starting on the loom was wonderful. I dropped some stitches back there and I'm not quite sure where they are. I'm going to try to see if I can fish them back out. Try. That's the magic word. If it's too hard, I'll have to let it go. But I will try nevertheless. I think this is it here. Yeah. Okay. So to get that fixed, I'm going to have to remove this top one. And I just want to keep it bent like that while I go back in here to pick this stitch that was dropped. No, that stitch was wrapped, so I have to figure out which direction was it wrapped. Was that? Ah, I think it was wrapped this way. Okay. It should be like the other one. Yeah. I think I wrapped it right. Let me just take another look just to make sure. Yeah. So I'm happy. So keep an eye out for any jumping yarn like that. Sometimes you'd hook maybe like 3-4 pieces and drop 2. So just keep an eye out for that, and if you find it before it's too late, just try to correct it and then continue. Loom work is really relaxing. I think I dropped somewhere. Yeah, I should like not work in the dark. I was trying to advance with this piece because I got all excited about the transition that I wanted to do on it. So I tried to work on it, but I was not in a well lit area. So yeah, you don't want to work yarn in a dark place. It really wasn't really dark, it's just the lights I was using was not bright enough for this color of yarn because it's so dark. If you don't have enough lighting, it's very easy to drop a few pieces of that yarn when you're crossing. Here's another one. be fixing my arms. Yeah, I'm definitely not knitting in the dark again. I do not recommend it. It's bad for the eyes too. Very, very hard on the eyes. I'm just trying to make sure I have all of them on the peg. Just trying to get it out in the right direction. Okay. That should be the last one of that, I hope. Now I'm going to start to wrap my stitches again. I'm just going to try to keep my fingers as gentle as possible on my yarn, not to put any added tension on my pegs. I really do. I try so hard, but somehow in the middle, it still does it anyhow. So this stitch here is really, really easy. I'm just wrapping around each and every one of my pegs, just wrapping a little E shape around that peg, one after the other, keeping my eye out for if my yarn wants to jump off that peg. Just keep going till I get to the end, and then I anchor my yarn onto my peg. I'm just going to take some yarn out. Just going to keep my yarn over on this side. I think someone sent me a message, but I don't understand. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, I don't understand. I'm not even sure. I think it's a message, but I'm not sure. You see there? I should like put my glasses on. Oh, you're squinting away. Is it English? Is it a message? I'm not sure. I'm really sorry. I can't tell. But thank you for joining me.
I'm not the actual words.
I'm not sure either. I'm not sure what it is.
Oh.
Please, dog. Just chill. Sorry about the dog barking. He's just doing his job. Working hard. Very relaxing work. So when I get to the end here, I'm just going to turn my loom around and start working down the other side. I'm just trying to keep an eye out, making sure I pick up all the pieces of yarn each time. Just trying not to leave any pieces behind. And while going along, I like to just use my thumb, especially when the piece is already outside of the loom. I like to use my thumb to just give it a little pull, bringing it down. To me, it helps, in my opinion, it pulled the yarn down and then it doesn't give it that extra little puff in the top of extra yarn, because I notice if it's like a lot of yarn left over, sometimes it just rebounds back over the peg. And if I'm just going along mindlessly, as I do sometimes, guilty as charged. Yeah. So I just like to give it a little pull, and it helps me to keep the yarn on the side of the peg that I want it to be, and not sneaking back over. There we go. Now I'm just going to turn it. No, I turned it around already. My bad. Now I start to wrap. I think I have enough yarn out, and I just like to keep my thumb or finger, anyone. I just like to keep it nearby just in case I lose my yarn and it undoes itself. If my finger is nearby, I won't lose too many, and I can just pick up from where my finger is and continue from there, like that. It likes to do that. This is a very nice yarn to work with. I am enjoying this yarn. I like the color. I like the feel. It's really soft. Okay, drop a stitch there. I hope that's my guide one. I still have my guide one in there. Yeah, it is. Oh, blessings. Okay, so now I'm just going to start to remove my bottom yarn and crossing it over my top. And this process here, you can start from any place that you feel comfortable starting from. I don't know what happened there. What happened there? I have more than what I'm supposed to. I'm gonna have to take it off. I have to take it off, and then I'm gonna have to remove the rest that didn't go. Then I have to put it back on. So yeah, pay attention, pay attention. It's a very light yarn. And if you're not paying attention, sometimes pieces might get left behind. I don't do it intentionally. At least I try not to. Try to do it to the best of my abilities, as I would do in anything in life. See, that's what I was telling you earlier. If you have too much, it will rebound itself and jump back on that peg. Keep an eye out for it. Just make sure each time you get in there and grab all pieces of that yarn, crossing it over the top. When you get to the end of that row, you should only have one piece of yarn wrapped around each peg. There's pieces missing here. Feels like it was awfully skinny. Okay, I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to say that's good. And I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did on the other side over here. So this one is really easy. When I get to the other pattern that I want to use, it might get a little bit more complicated there. What you can do, if you want to join me in that, is you can also get a little tape, and you could just tape it alongside your loom, and then you can label it so you know what stitch you're doing on which one, or if you're skipping a peg. I don't think I will be skipping a peg, but I'm not sure yet. I'll let you know when I get to that one. For now, just E-stitch. Just E-stitch and nothing more. I like the pattern that comes out of it. Looks like little chains. And being that I'm working both sides of the loom, it's beautiful no matter which side you look at it. Doesn't really have a front or a back. Both sides are beautiful. They both look the same, the exact same on both sides. Yeah. Lovely. Very lovely. So now I'm just going to take my yarn off the end here and get me some more hair, so I'm not kept back when I'm wrapping my pegs. If you notice, each time I start wrapping, I don't wrap that first one. I pick that up on my way back, and it's okay. If you see yarn pulling like that, you just pull on the piece. Pull it in one direction, pull it in the other direction. It normally just sits itself back in place. Jumped off that peg. When I get to the end here, I'm just going to anchor it onto my loom. Nice. Thank you so much for joining me today. So happy you can be here. Thank you. So I'm just going to keep moving one piece at a time. Just keeping a close eye on it, making sure each time I grab my yarn, I'm taking each and every string along with it over to the other side. Looking quite lovely. Thinking about maybe doing a little crochet work on the sides and the bottom, or I might leave it as is, let it be just loom work and nothing more, but I haven't decided on that as yet. Tune in, follow me, and we'll find out together. Just let the piece take me where it wants me to go and enjoy every moment of it. I love knitting. I love loom knitting. It's a lovely hobby, very relaxing, really puts you in a good place. If you want to knit with me, you can knit. You just like to hear me ramble, sure, you could do that too. I'm just happy you could be here with me and share some of your time with me. Thank you so much. I know we all live real busy lives. We're always on the go. Sometimes it's good to just unwind with a good hobby. And it doesn't have to be knitting. There's so many hobbies out there. Many hobbies. Just the fulfillment of making something. You could enjoy baking as your hobby, cooking food as your hobby, gardening, walking. Many hobbies. Play a musical instrument. Whatever lifts your soul. Very easy stitch. Just wrapping ease and anchoring. Nothing more. Just keep an eye on it as you go along, making sure you're passing all your pieces of yarn over to the other side. And just give it a little push with your tools when you get it there. Helps to bring it down in place where you want it to be. And as I said, there's no rhyme or reason on where you start with this stitch. You could start anywhere, moving the bottom over the top, as long as when you get to the end of the row, you only have one piece of yarn on each peg. That's what we're looking for in this stitch. There are other stitches that you wrap multiple times, but today we're not doing any of those. We're only doing E-stitch, at least for now. I would like to do at least 2 panels of the E-stitch, being it's a maxi skirt. I would need one for the front and one for the back. So whatever I do in the front, I will repeat it one more time so I can have another panel for the back. Then I will join those panels together, make some form of fastener for the waist. I have to think about how I want to do that. There's multiple options I can take. I'm not gonna go for any elasticity or zippers. I hate, absolutely hate hate installing zippers. It's not that I cannot do it, it's just something I detest. Maybe that's why I have problems sometimes, because I dislike it so much. Maybe if I would say like I love zippers, I like to put zippers on, maybe then I'd improve. Until then, I'll just stay away from zippers. Unless I absolutely, positively have to, for whatever reason, I guess then. Yeah, likes to jump off, but that's okay. Start wrapping again. Yeah, I wasn't on that peg too well. It was just on the top portion of it, so it just jumped off and undid itself. But that is okay. After I get to the end, I'm just going to anchor my yarn on the end of that peg. Sorry, not the end of the peg, on the end of the loom. And I like to give it a good 3 to 4 wraps around that loom. To me, I feel like with that, it's nice and safe, that it won't undo itself and jump off. You can also go ahead and pass that last one where the end of the yarn is, and that helps to secure it as well. That yarn won't go anywhere because oh there, sorry, yeah, I took off more than what I was supposed to just now, but it's okay. It's back where it needs to be. I wonder how long will this piece be? Let me know what you think, guys. Should I make the whole maxi with E-stitch? Or should I combine another stitch to cinch the top part? Drop me a comment. I'll check it later. I noticed I got some comments on last week live stream. I didn't notice before until just a while ago, so seeing I was going live, I decided not to check it, but I will get back to that. I thank you so much for your messages and comments. I appreciate. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Even when my string is not behaving as well, I'm still relaxed, still chilled, laid back, just really, really happy to be here. So happy. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Yeah, I missed a couple. That's okay. I got it back. I'm just gonna keep going until I get to the end. And like I said before, we're just gonna work this E-stitch until that ball is gone. When that ball is gone, then I'm going to connect a new ball. And it's nothing hard to connect. You're just tying two ends together. Then you try to hide it as best as possible. Yep, that's what you do. I'm just going to take out some more yarn here so I have more material to work with. And just go back into that E-wrap. Nothing hard, just wrapping the yarn around each one of the pegs, one after the other, going from one side to the other, trying my best not to put tension on it, just trying to keep it as loose as possible. Still holes in the center for whatever reason. Try to not let it bother me. Now I start to remove the bottom yarn and cross it over the top. I feel going from my left to my right is more comfortable to me. I've tried from the center and then I go outward and I do the other side. It's okay, but I found this way I feel good going this way. Using my thumb just to pull it a little bit amidst the yarn. Just try to make sure you grab all pieces of the yarn and just cross it over the top one by one. When you get to the end of the row, just make sure you have only one piece of yarn wrapped around each one of your pegs. That's what we're looking for there. One piece of yarn at the end of each row wrapped around each peg. Just going to turn it around and start working down the other side. Sometimes I notice one or two would get left behind if I'm going through it too hastily. If that happens to you while you're working your loom, just go back for the piece that is left behind, hook into it and cross it over. If you don't notice until you have already wrapped your next row, then you have to take off the top yarn off of that row that you have wrapped and try to hold it in the position that you have the E wrapped in the direction. You could look at the other ones beside it for reference. If for whatever reason the yarn gets away from you, sometimes it does that, yeah. So just hold on to it, keep an eye out, and then try to move the yarn that was left behind. Then put that yarn that you took off the top, put it back onto it, and then continue from there. So now I start again with my E-wrap, just wrapping my E-stitch around each and every peg one time. And some more yarn here. Wrap all the way down to the end and just anchor my yarn onto my loom, giving it a good 3 to 4 wraps just to help it to stay in place while I work that loom. Nice music. Nice. Helps the relaxation mood. Oh yeah. When I start knitting, it's like I get bit by knitting bug, and then I just want to go and go and go some more. But there's other things that need to be done. So I can't just sit and knit all day, every day. Maybe one day. For now, I will share my knitting with you, and I thank you so much for joining me today. Please share and subscribe if you like my channel. For now, I'll be streaming my knitting until this piece is finished. Then I will either move over to sewing or crochet, or wherever my heart takes me. Oh gosh. Yes. He's like harassing me right now. He's being a real molester fly. As soon as the weather warms up, that's what you get. Flies come to visit and buzz your air. I guess as long as the fly does not try to fly into my mouth or up my nose, everything is all good. Be grateful, Des. Be grateful. Blessings, blessings and joy. Another wonderful day. That is for sure. Every day of life is a wonderful day. Yeah, the whole day might not be perfect. You'll have some moments, because it's life. But that does not change the fact that it's a wonderful day. Now, keep that energy high. Spread joy, not hate. And create. Yeah! I love creating. Damn you, fly! Okay. I damned the fly. Nothing like live. You get to see everything. Even the argument with the fly. The fly doesn't care. He'll just keep coming back. But hey, he's on camera too. You'll make that fly a star. Okay, now I got it in. Just anchoring my yarn off. Start to unwind it. And I don't want to unwind too much. If you take out too much, then sometimes the yarn would have the tendency of knotting on you. Sometimes the knots are not difficult to undo. Other times you might have to cut it out. I mean, like really cut it out, cut the knot out and then tie it back together again. So just be careful with that. Just take out enough that you think you will use at that time. I'm hoping when I wash this yarn it does not lose all its color, because I'm really enjoying this purple. Kind of reminds me of Barney. When I wear it I might be singing Barney is a dinosaur. Is that the song? I might be singing it wrong. No, it's not that. That's not the song. I didn't never watch Barney that much. Wasn't too fond of the purple dinosaur. I did watch the Teletubbies though. Oh yeah. I like the little fellow with the umbrella and the tutu. I think he was purple too. Might be mistaken, I'm not quite sure. So I just keep going here, just moving my bottom yarn over my top. That is all I'm going to do with this stitch. It's moving along quite nicely, and we're still early in the stream, so hopefully, I'm hoping I could get to the end of this yarn today, and then tomorrow I can tie that new ball on and then start the new stitch. So I'll be waiting for some comments to hear what you guys think. I'm not saying I'm going to like definitely use whatever my chat says to you, but I will take it into consideration and let the piece tell me where it wants me to take it. Right now it's saying cinch me. Cinch me, Des. So that's what I hear it saying. But I don't know. I'll have to see. Might start saying something else. So now I'm back to my wrapping, and all I'm doing is wrapping around my little pegs, doing my E-stitch one after the other. Nothing hard, just each peg you wrap around. And just keep going on it. If I do move to the other stitch that I'm thinking about, it's gonna be a little different. You'll have to count. I think they were in groups of 4s. So I'll have to do the math haven't worked the mat yet. I have to check how many pegs I need for each cluster. And I have on this board itself 38 pegs. I believe on each side has 38. So I'll have to do my calculations for the stitch pattern that I'd like to take it into. I'll have to do the mat on it to see how many can I really take out with the 38 pegs. I'm not too concerned about it because the artwork that I'm thinking about, I'm going to try to just center it, and whatever is left on the side, I'm going to try to make it equal on both sides, and the leftovers is just going to have E-stitch, just like the rest of the piece, just E-stitch. So that's why I'm not overly concerned if I have enough pegs or if the stitch work will be a little bit weird. Nah, I think it'll be just fine. Just have to find out where I started with the stitch pattern, how many E-stitches I will need before I start the other stitch pattern. So yeah, hopefully we finish this ball today, and then tomorrow you join me here and we work that piece together. I'll definitely do my mat before I get here, because yeah, I don't want to do mat on live. Whip out my pencil and then you see I get it wrong on live. Oh no. Yeah, I'm gonna do my mat away from the camera. And when that is ready, I'll be ready for tomorrow. It's not that hard. Just need to know how much I need, and then what is left over, divide it in two. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I might draw it up on a little piece. I might use my dot journal. Could probably be a nice place to put it. And it could be visible as well for me to help as a gentle reminder of what stitch pattern I am working. Because I want to do this on the front and on the back, so when they join up on the sides, they're exactly the same. So I'm using yarn untouched to make sure that each one has the same length, so I could get the same amount of stitches on both panels that I need to make. Yeah. So now that is done, now I start to wrap again. Just gonna make sure I have enough yarn out so I don't have to come back for more, and there's nothing wrong with coming back for more. Also, you could put that ball of yarn in a bowl. I just forgot my bowl today, but I did decide to try it. I think Mrs. Yarn mentioned that little trick, and I have to say it works. It really works. It keeps your yarn where you want it to be, and you could just pull on it and don't have to worry that your yarn is just gonna jump off that table and roll and pick up everything on the floor. So yeah, strongly recommend a bowl or a basket or a bucket, anything that can keep your yarn inside is a wonderful tool to have. It does help. I just forgot mine in the kitchen today. Tomorrow I'll try to remember to bring it so I can have it nearby. So here we go. Just anchor my yarn, and now I start to move my bottom yarn over my top, working my way down to the other side, one peg at a time. And you don't have to go fast, you could take your sweet time. Just make sure you get all those pieces of yarn over to the other side that you need to take over to the other side. Sometime a piece or two might want to stay behind. You tell them no, they gotta go. Gotta go. Oh, this technique seems to be working good. It helps to scoop them all up. Yeah, I think I'm liking that. Every day you learn something new. Just gotta pay attention. Right there in front of you. Oh, drop the piece. There we go. So I notice when I go with my hook, my little hook pointing that way, and I just stick it in there and I go like that, I'm noticing that I'm picking up all the pieces of yarn. So I'm really liking that technique. I just need to master it a little bit better here, because it takes a little turn in the wrist. All that is wrist exercise. So yeah, always love to put in a little extra work, you know. Yeah, you could get a little burn anywhere. You don't have to have no machines, or you don't have to put special time aside. Like, this is my workout time. I'm not saying that is like wrong or anything. I used to do that. I still kind of do it now and again. I mostly dance. You could check out one of my dance videos. If you'd like a tutorial on one of my videos, if you'd like me to break it down, let me know. I'd love to share that. So yeah, you could get in a burn anytime. Get a little wrist work here. You could do some squats when you're brushing your teeth. Do some lunges when you're vacuuming the carpet. You could even do some biceps curls with that broom. Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't need no heavy equipment. Don't need no membership. If you use that, you're just finding excuses for yourself. Don't do that. Self-sabotage. Self-sabotage. No bueno. No bueno. Do you find me? That puto flyer. I was just going to start talking about keeping yourself hydrated, and I realized I was really thirsty. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I'm just gulping away. I must have been really thirsty. I love water. I think water is the best. Yeah, especially with the warm weathers coming in. If you live in the tropics, yeah, say bye-bye to winter. Please remember to keep yourself hydrated. And when they say drink 8 glasses of water at least a day, They meant water. They didn't mean drink liquids. Can't get away with that. At least you can't get away with it for too long. You need water for your system. It's really, really, really important. Without it, you are putting your body under immense strain, putting your organs to work extremely hard to clean. You don't want to do that to yourself. Opt out for water anytime you can. I have friends that don't like water, and I'd be like, why don't you like water? They're like, it don't taste good. It's water. It's water. Like, come on. Drink it. No, it doesn't taste good. Don't drink water for taste, people. Drink it because it's refreshing. Drink it because your body needs it to operate properly. You have to remember, 95% of what you see when you look in the mirror is caused by what you're putting in what you're looking in the mirror. So if you're not drinking water and you're just putting sugary drinks, fruit drinks are good to a certain point. You have to remember, fruits still have sugar. And if you're blending up a fruit, sifting out the pulp, and just drinking that straight up, the amount of sugar that you just put all that in your body. Then your body has to process it. And you have to remember, when you put sugar in your body gonna file it. It's like think of it like a filing cabinet. So you put that sugar in there, your body looks at it, it's like, fat department. And then you wonder, where did that come from? You'd be like, but I didn't eat no carbs. I had vegetables and grilled chicken. No. You gotta be aware of what you're doing with yourself. If not, you have no right to be complaining about, I'm so heavy. You did it to yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. Really and truly, your body only needs a certain amount of calories for the day. I'm not going to tell you what calories you need. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. So I'm not going to give you any advice on that. But think of it this way. If you're trying to lose weight, but you're eating a lot, or you're putting in excess oils, sugars, not enough fiber, water, try to find a balance in life. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh no, I don't eat the sweets. No, I eat the sweets. I love the sweets. I love chocolate cake. I love ice cream. I love the salts too. I love chips. I love fried potato. I love fried chicken. Just try to moderate it. Use it as a treat. try to control my intake. Because if I put in more than what I can burn for that day, then that stays behind. Your body doesn't see it as fat, just see it as gas. Gas to get you through the day. So if you're putting in more gas than what you are using in that machine, the machine will store it as fat reserves. And then you go to another day and then you put more than what you're going to burn again. So then you have more reserves. And if you keep doing that on a daily basis, them reserves are just going to pile up, man. No. And I'm not saying go out and go run a marathon or anything. Dude. Start practicing yoga. Yoga is really good. Really, really good. Pilates. Pilates, very easy on the body. Easy on the joints. But it's all in what you're putting in and how much. So I'm starting my other row of E-stitches. My little ball feels softer, like it's shrinking. I would not say it's a good sign, as I imagine having a pretty long portion of network. So probably half. Won't be that bad then. It'll be pretty nice. So all I'm doing here is just moving my bottom yarn over my top. For this entire piece, that's pretty much all what I am going to do. Move the bottom over the top, just giving it a slight little tug. Just working my way down. When I get to the end, I'm just going to turn it around and start working that other side. Oh my gosh, the fly. Why the fly? I need a fly swatter. I will swat that fly. Maybe I need to just chill. Ignore the fly. Maybe the fly like brought a message or something. Maybe I have to reach out to the fly. He's like buzzing. He's trying to talk to me. Poorly fly, man. Poorly fly. For being a fly? Or for getting trapped in the house? Oh yeah, he does do that. He's because he's not trained. He's not a trained fly. I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to search if there's a YouTube video on how to train a fly. I'm train all the fly to get out of my house. Please stay outside. Thank you very much. Now that row is finished, now I just start to wrap again. All I'm doing is the E-stitch on each and every peg, one by one. Oh, you damn you! Come sit right here on my hand. Dirty, just straight up dirty. It's harassing me. The untrained fly. I need to like call the fly hotline or some shit. Like, you have an uneducated fly out here. I'm gonna have to get his serial number. Oh, that'd be a good idea. Didn't think of that one. Think you have to pay more for that model? Hey, maybe that's the problem. Invade you with the fly, then charge you for it. We'll charge you for the extermination, sir. We will take that fly out for you. No, they'll just bring more and then charge you for the others. That is how it is done. One yarn at a time, bottom over the top. Just working my way down that loom. When I get to the end, I'm just going to turn it around and work the other side. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for joining me. Really appreciate you sharing your time with me, as I do one of my hobbies in sharing it with you. I'm really enjoying this yarn. I think it's going to feel just as lovely on the skin. The yarn I am using is a 70% bamboo, 30% cotton. I have to say it's performing quite lovely, better than the last yarn I worked with. The last yarn I worked with was absolutely gorgeous, but the metal flakes made it slightly difficult to work with, as it would make the yarn just tangle up on itself, would roll into knots, and the piece keeps doing that as well. I try to ignore it. I have not used it out. I tried it on. It's been washed. But I have not wore it out. Maybe tomorrow I wear it here on live. Join me so you can check that piece out. Yeah. Really enjoy wearing my pieces. Now I start to wrap off a new row, and it's the same E-stitch. Nothing has changed as yet. We're still on the same ball of yarn. So I'm just working my way down that loom, just wrapping my E. I'm gonna beat that fly up. Tickle my head. Jumped off the peg. There we go. Nice. Woohoo! Oh, I dropped it. Excuse me. Remember my bowl next time. And it will keep my yarn where I want it to stay without jumping off my table and trying to run away. Really, really easy. Just move your bottom yarn over your top, one by one. Work your way down that loom. Yeah. Very lovely. Very, very lovely. Yeah, I thought I was going to get to the end of this yarn today, but I am looking at my time, and the time is near. We're like 11 minutes away from my end of stream time. I'll try to make it a little early tomorrow. Having some technical difficulties, had to iron that out, you know. So I'll try to be here at 3 tomorrow. And my video be available if you're not able to join me live. You could catch me later. Drop me a message. I'll get around to it sooner or later. Thank you so much for tuning in, sharing your time with me here on Des Create. So I'm going to try to knock out as many as possible in these last 10 minutes. As tomorrow I would really like to transition to the next stitch. If not, just gotta go with the flow and don't resist. My creations normally are not created in one day. Don't force it. If you force it, it will look forced. And I like my pieces to look like it's flowing. So to get it to flow, I cannot force it. I have to just let it flow. Just let it flow. To me, that's the joy in my creations. I don't like to force nothing. Even in life, if you have to force something, it's not meant to be. don't do it. So this is flowing quite lovely. I'm really happy with it. And I'm just going to keep going. Just keep going with this E-stitch. I really like how the mesh stays. Looks like lovely little chains just running up and down on both sides. And if I stretch the pattern out, makes it look different. If I pull it downwards, elongates it. Let me see if I can show you here. I'm just going to pull it this way. When I release it, as you can see, they're more tight in the center. And if I pull it this way, then it all comes back. I like it like that. Yeah. So now I'm just going to continue moving my bottom yarn over my top. I missed the one before, but I'm not going back for it. I'm sorry. That one is going to stay like that. Okay, just turn it around. Work that other side. So it takes me about 5 minutes a row. I'd like to make that time less. That way I could get more rows down. Because if I'm doing one row in 5 minutes, that means every 60 minutes. How many rows am I doing? 12 rows in every hour. That's if I'm like flying through a row every 5 minutes. But I like to chit chat, and sometimes I have errors, so yep. I'm not gonna let it get to me. Still enjoying it, and that is all that matters to me. Joyfully making my new piece. Put that love into it. You feel the love, peace. I think my piece feels the love. So, there we go. Now I'm going to wrap it again. I think we did a lot today. Wanted to do more, but yep, it's a slow process. Just have to accept it as that. Just be patient. Sometimes beautiful things take time to create. So I think last time we have about an hour and a half on it, and now today with another hour and a half. So that's not bad. 3 hours worth of work. I think it's well worth it. Very lovely, and it's going to be even more so after it is finished. So I'm just working my bottom yarn over my top, going one by one down my loom. making sure I hook all the pieces of yarn as I do this. Just keep going. When I get to the end, I'm just going to turn my loom around and work down the other side. I always like to recommend, if you're working the loom, to have a nice flat surface to work on. Well lidded is highly recommended, especially when you're working a dark color. With the darker colors, I've noticed it's pretty easy for me to not see the errors when I make them, even though I do come back and try to keep an eye on it, but it happens. It happens. Almost at the end here. Last two. I like to just give it a nice little pull on that loom. It helps just to bring everything down into its place, and this is looking quite lovely. Very lovely. Don't have much yarn left. I don't think I'll be able to get there today. Jumped off that peg. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Gonna work my way down this loom. Just trying to finish as many rows as possible today, because I am really excited about transitioning to the next stitch pattern that I want to use on this piece, but I will not allow myself to transition until I finish that first ball of yarn. So my reasoning for that is so that each panel has the same amount of rows, to the best that I can, being each one of the little balls of yarn has the same measurements, and if I keep the same tension on the stitch pattern, it should theoretically be exactly the same, or thereabouts. I hope. Okay, let's turn it around, and it's getting really long. Look at it. Not bad for 2 live sessions. Not bad at all. almost at the end there. Not hooking properly. Got away from me. One. There we go. Okay. That went a lot quicker than 5 minutes. Less stocking, more wrapping. Yeah, I definitely have to remember to bring my bowl tomorrow. Make it a lot easier. Surely does. There we go. Yep. Anchor my yarn. Anchor my yarn. I was trying to squeeze out as many rows as I can. Hi, baby. Is it dinner time? It's 5 o'clock? No, don't crawl on me. You want food? Yeah? You want food, pretty doggy? Wait, I fed you already. I did. No, like for real, I fed you. You just chose not to eat it. No, you're over here wiggling. Yes. Don't pull my wire. Don't pull my wire. That's a cutie thing, man. You want to be petted? It's not even petting time yet. I know it's 5 o'clock. Yes, it's 5. But I want to knit. Yeah. So tell brother how you feel, dog. You stressed? Yeah. I'll go ahead because I have to go bubble it up. I thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you, thank you. If you're here with me live, I thank you so much for sharing your time. If you're tuning in later, I thank you so much for also sharing your time. Please subscribe if you're not already. Subscribe to the channel. And if you know someone that would be interested in what I do, please share, follow, subscribe. Tomorrow, join me at 3 o'clock here on Des Create, and hopefully we can finish up this yarn in the stitch pattern, the stitch pattern that I'm working right now, and then we can transition to the next pattern that I want to transition this piece into. So I thank you so much once more. Thank you for joining me, and please drop me a comment. Take care. See you tomorrow.